Keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
With Miss T.
With Miss T.
Miss T, Miss Twirly.
Miss T, Miss Twirly.
Keeping it real.
Come on.
With Miss T.
With Miss T.
Spelling T.
Come on.
With Miss T.
With Miss T.
Keeping it real. Spelling the T. Keeping it real. Spelling the T. With Miss T. Keeping it real. With Miss T.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Keeping It Real with Miss T. I'm your girl, Miss T, your host today, and I'm sitting here with Annette Jones, and she have a non-profit organization called ATL, helping the young girls, inspiring them to love themselves. She's really helping them in the community. Tell me how you got started.
Well, I got started 5 years ago. We made 5 years June 11th, and it's actually called ATL's Youth Foundation. We actually started doing life and social skills trainings. We brought the program into some of the schools in Jefferson Parish, and we also had a school that we adopted in Orleans Parish.
Okay.
We instilled the program because, you know, the schools teach all academics. They don't teach how to actually live outside of the classroom.
Right.
So we incorporated that because a lot of children do have behavior disorders. They have trouble adapting, trouble with social skills, getting along with other people, so we incorporated that into the schools.
Right.
And then later, about 2 years ago, we started the Instilettos Girls Program, which that program is geared solely to girls ages 12 to 19. So in addition to the life and social skills, we teach them entrepreneurship skills, etiquette, you know, every skill that we feel that would be essential to them matriculating to young women as they grow.
Right. What does ATL stand for?
Assurance for Tomorrow's Leaders. It's not Atlanta. Everybody.
ATL, like, she had an event a couple of months ago that I did, and when I saw the flyer, I saw ATL, it just reminded me of the movie. So.
Right, and they think, you were in Atlanta? I'm like, no, never been to Atlanta, never lived in Atlanta.
Right.
However, it's the abbreviation for Assurance for Tomorrow's Leaders.
Tell me this, why you think so many young girls, like, suffer with low self-esteem? Like, that's, like, big. You know, I see girls and they're in a club, they're showing their body, they're just dancing, provocative, no self-respect, no self-love. Why do you think that's going on today?
It has a lot to do with lack of parenting in the home, lack of fathers being there to tell them, like, this is not what this is how a man respects you when you carry yourself like
right.
this, as opposed to, it's because they think that that's the way to find love. A lot of them lack love, so they go into the street, they look for other alternative methods of what they think is love.
Right.
So they attract the negative element because that's what they're thinking, but there's nobody at home to teach them any better. A lot of them actually, when you go into the homes, I mean, being a mental health counselor, I've been a mental health counselor for several years.
Right.
I actually had the experience of going into a lot of the homes and actually seeing the actual experience that the children go through.
So that really made you want to take on, and that kind of inspired you to really want to help the young girls?
Yes, yes. Because a lot of them do have behavioral problems as a result of what does not take place at home. There's not a lot of discipline. There's not a lot of mothers taking time with the girls to tell them this is how you carry yourself like a young lady, this is what you do. We had a lot of moms that were actually growing up with their daughters because they had their daughters at very young ages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't instill, they didn't know how to be a parent because they were still children when they had their children.
Right.
And so you get a lot of that. Now we did have some young parents that, do have some young parents that do right by their girls, you know what I'm saying? But then we have so many that don't. So we have a lot of that going on with it.
How many girls you think you're mentoring like a year? Like how many girls come to the summer camp? She have a summer camp, y'all.
We have a 6-week summer camp that we partner with NOLA Youth Works to do the summer camp.
Okay.
This year we had 43 girls. Last year we had 45 girls. We also partner with 2 schools throughout the city. So we have one of the LGS charter schools, which is William Fisher. And we also have James Singleton YMCA, where we do the 8th grade girls at both schools. And we have a year-round program where we meet one Saturday a month, the 4th Saturday of every month at the Barbara Keller Broadmoor Library.
Okay. So if any young girl, she's going through anything like teenage pregnancy or whatever, and she's, don't know how to love herself or whatever, how could they contact you to get, into the program or whatever?
By calling my number is 504-452-0110. Again, the number is 504-452-0110. They can also visit our website. The website is www.atlsyouthfoundation.org, and they'll get a chance to see all of the activities that we actually do with the girls program. We do fashion shows. We have all kind of events throughout the year, so they get to see what all they'll be involved in other words.
Right. After this commercial, we'll be right back. We're keeping it real with Miss T. You heard me? And we're back with Keeping It Real with Miss T, and I'm here with my guest Annette Jones, and she have an organization, nonprofit, ATL. It's not Atlanta. Give them the definition of ATL again so they can know.
ATL actually stands for Assurance for Tomorrow's Leaders Youth Foundation. We just abbreviate it because it's a very long name. So
Right.
we had to abbreviate it with the bank because they say it's too much to put on our checks, everything. So we just abbreviated it everywhere. So it's ATL's Youth Foundation. That's what we utilize. And so the sole purpose for our organization is to empower youth, whether and most of them have to be from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Right.
So you know that covers everything
Yeah.
in the city of New Orleans.
Right.
And we also utilize we have women empowerment events.
Okay.
And so we figure by empowering the head of the household, because most households in New Orleans, the head of the household is a single mother.
Right.
We in turn empower the entire family unit, so the child is still benefiting.
That
from
is
the
great.
services.
That's wonderful.
Right. So yeah, we utilize that.
Let me ask you this. I know y'all talk about self-esteem and everything. What about sex? Do you talk about sex with the girls and how important it is to use condoms? How would the parents feel about that?
Well, the parents, most of them give consent to do it. I don't personally talk about it. I have iWest to come in. They have a whole curriculum where they do with the girls, and it's like a 4-hour presentation where they come in, they show them how to use condoms, they tell them about abstinence. They talk about the reality of it, that some of them will not abstain and what happens in the case that you do engage in sex. And they talk about the whole array of sex and diseases and HIV prevention and all of that. So they talk about everything. So I actually partner with them to bring that piece.
Explain like some of the activities. Do y'all have dance classes, singing classes, or something to kind of keep the ladies busy?
We don't have dance. We have a wellness curriculum that we do with the girls. So we partner with LSU Forex Center, and they come in and teach them how to prepare healthy meals.
Okay.
We partner with Positive Energy Dance Society, and they actually show them ways to stay active that's not necessarily, like we used to think, staying active and exercising means jumping jacks and
Right.
we used to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that type thing or whatever. She teaches them hip hop. She teaches them Zumba. Other ways just to stay active, and staying active is staying healthy.
Right.
So we do things like that with them. They also do events throughout the year. Like you were a part of our Swag and Sweet 16 event. So that event, we utilize that as an opportunity to honor 16-year-olds that were doing positive things in the community. So often we look at the news and we see teenagers that are committing homicides and stealing, and they highlight the ones that are doing negative things and not the ones that are doing positive.
Right.
But we wanted to just kind of flip the script and highlight the ones that are doing good things.
Right.
So throughout the years, they do events.
All right. That's good. I'm here with my girl Annette Jones, and it's Keeping It Real with Miss T, and we'll be back after this commercial break. And we're back with Keeping It Real with Miss T. I'm here with my guest Annette Jones, and she just told me she had a book, Conquering the Enemy. This is so hot. When did this come out?
It's actually been out for about a month. I've been working on it for 3 years. So.
Wow.
So it's been out for a month. It's at Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
Is it Barnes and Noble?
And
what's the prices on the book?
The hardcover is $20. The soft cover is $12.
Okay, tell me a little about it. Conquering the Enemy.
It's Conquering the Enemy, ENEME.
Right.
Which is being delivered from self and self-imposed limitations. The reason why I wrote the book and worded it the way that I worded it, because a lot of times in most cases we are our own biggest enemies.
Right.
We eliminate ourselves and all possibilities before anybody else has the chance to destroy our chances.
Right.
So we'll talk ourselves out of opportunities, whether it's because of fear, lack of family support, or I don't have the money to do that, or I don't have enough education to do that, and we'll talk ourselves right out of it.
Right. I always say that if you want to start a business, if you want to do anything, I always say start without the money. Don't make money your motivation.
Right.
Just start. You know what I'm saying? This is really, really, really good. Tell me a little bit more about the book.
It's about 112 pages worth of information on. I kind of based it on a lot of my life experiences and how I was able to overcome certain circumstances, and a lot of opportunities I talked myself out of before I even got to it.
Right.
Knowing what
self-doubt,
my purpose exactly. Knowing what my purpose is, and knowing that God had instilled this in me, and that if He gives me the vision, He's going to give me the provision. But that didn't stop me from talking myself out of a lot of things.
Right.
And so just hoping that this book would for those that actually read it, that would eliminate some of the barriers that they encounter in life. Just hearing about my experiences, that they would just go for with whatever God has instilled in their lives.
Right, exactly. And when you think negative, like that's self-doubt. When you self-doubt, that's negative. So it's really good to keep a positive attitude, and that keep you motivated to make a new start. How do you feel people, limit themselves? Like, self-imposed limitations or whatever. How do they limit themselves? Like, just the doubting and the fear and...
Right, exactly. And just talking yourself out of opportunities. Because again, one of the chapters that I talk about the what if syndrome. How when we're posed with opportunities, we'll say, well, what if I fail? What if I'm not successful at it? Why are all our what ifs so negative? Every what if we come is negative. Why don't we put a positive spin on our what ifs? What if I become a millionaire as a result of this? What if I bless somebody's life? Like just changing the tone of how we think and what we say. Because a lot of what we say determines how we behave.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
what about I see in chapter 2 you have solacing the enemy. Now, how do they do that? How would you silence?
Because that's the little voice on the inside.
If you have 50 thoughts in your head a day, how can you just silence?
Let me tell you, I'm gonna use myself for a perfect example. Okay. I've been doing my nonprofit for 5 years. And so I started doing some consultant work like a year ago because I've made every mistake possible with the nonprofit or whatever to make everybody's process to start a nonprofit a shortcut.
Right.
So I started consulting other people that were trying to start nonprofit organizations.
Right.
And so God spoke to my spirit and said, well, start a consulting business doing that or whatever. But God, everything in me was saying, like all the voices saying, you're not gonna do that day, you're not gonna. And to the point where I was getting on a computer to actually start the business and I got the bubble guts and I just kept hearing the voice. And what helped me to silence the enemy, I just got on it and just do it.
Right, just
don't even linger, don't let the voices keep talking to you, I just jump up and do it. And that's the way it is. I didn't hear another, you can't do it nothing after I finished and solidified the whole process.
Right. One thing I do for myself when I'm thinking negative and I have a lot of thoughts in my head that's really, really negative, I say, my mind not my friend. My mind is not my friend, so I just hush it. Like, look, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to do this, and sometimes it's just better to just get out there and do it, and just take that chance. We'll be back. We're keeping it real with Miss T, with my girl Tamasha Nana T. She's gonna talk about how she's giving back to the community. You heard me? And we're back. We're keeping it real with Miss T, and I'm here with my guest Nana T, my girl Tamasha, and we're talking about business women giving back in the community. And she's gonna talk about the business that she have and how she give back in the community. What's up, my girl?
What's up? Glad to be here again.
She's here again. She was my special guest.
Yeah,
my first episode. We were talking about HIV and AIDS.
Right. So as an employee of an HIV program. We're in the community educating the masses about HIV, so forth and so on. As an entrepreneur, I have a business that deals with t-shirts. This is one of my originals. And I have about 6 or 7 original shirts. And from that, we also have accessories. These are some of the accessories, earrings and everything. Once we sell them, we take at least 10 to 20% and give back to programs, including local and nationwide programs. ATL's youth is one of them. Some of the crime prevention. You might have seen the billboard, the Peace Keepin.
Yeah. Is that your dad on the billboard?
Well, Brother Muhammad is one person, and then we have our own billboards with the HIV program, and that's my dad on the HIV billboard.
All right, with the beard.
Yeah,
the older guy with the beard. Oh, okay.
And also, like breast cancer, cancer awareness, children's cancer, domestic violence, the college walks, a whole ton of walks we participate in or we donate back to. We also participate in individuals' fundraisers. Right.
You just was out of town recently. What you doing?
Well, as far as my employee, we were in D.C.
Okay.
We actually presented to do a poster about the Black church working in the HIV field.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of our supporters donated to us so we could get there because it wasn't in the grant.
Right.
But also, we see when we bless others, we get blessings
back. Right.
Exactly. But why is it important for us to donate, or for me to donate or give back? Because I think I'm designed to do so, called to do so, and there's a need. We keep waiting on government. The government can only do so much. We know that as a nonprofit. I know that as a businesswoman. I know that as a person. And I think it's my responsibility to be part of the crowd, the village, to give back. So whether it's money, donation, or even like I use my Facebook pages to advertise.
To advertise what you're doing.
Not just for myself, but for others.
They just had an HIV awareness seminar, right? You just did.
Yes.
A couple of months. Yeah, a couple of them that you did.
Yeah.
It's something else that I didn't know that you did. You did the weight loss management thing that you're doing. And she's helping women to get inspired about walking and exercising and doing the little shakes. That's good. You got your hands in all kind of stuff.
Yes, actually that's started via a friend of mine, a classmate, a former alumni. We're not in high school anymore. And from my posting, it encourages other women to get involved. If it's the challenge group I'm in, or if it's to lose weight, or to lose inches, body fat, you know, decrease their BMI, et cetera, just better
in yourself.
Yeah, better healthy living, eating better, and not indulging so much.
Right.
Not just for self-esteem, but just health, you know, overall. Because as women, we suffer with
high blood pressure, heart problems.
We take care of everybody else, and we take care of ourselves last. So, from me doing it, I pulled in 10 to 15 more people that's, you know, deciding to make changes.
Right.
And
that's good. Do you consider yourself like an activist? Something like you all around the world. Did you ever go to South Africa?
I'm trying to get that.
I want to go when you go.
Okay. I'm trying to get that next year.
But do you consider yourself like an activist for the community? An advocate for the community?
I like to speak up for the underdogs.
Right.
You know, and I believe we're underdogs in the city we're in, women, black women, just, you know, people in general. Sometimes I feel we don't count, so I have to make my voice heard.
Right.
You know, sometimes I get that, why don't you run for government? I don't want to run and get into that system and be stuck. I'd rather speak and get them to change the system.
Right.
So, you know, voice, donating, volunteering, all that kind of stuff, that's what I like to do.
Right.
That's what I feel is my point.
All right, we'll be back after this commercial break. We're keeping it real with Miss T with my girl, Nanny T. And we're back. We're keeping it real with Miss T, and I'm here with my girl Tamasha Nanny T, and we're talking about how she give back in the community. And what I wanted to know, like the churches and stuff, a lot of people, I always hear them say that the churches don't ever help. Like they give, and like if they go there to try to get their light bill paid, some of the churches don't give back. What about John 5, the church that you were involved with? Do they give back? Do they do that light bill thing, or help people
well, I mean,
with their bills and stuff?
we're a pretty small church. I mean, our congregation members is probably 30 on a good day.
Oh, okay.
But the members that have a need, we do help them out based on what we have available. And two, it's not just to our members. I mean, post Katrina, we helped plenty of people rebuild their homes and their lives, and they didn't attend our church. We didn't even know what they believed in. It was just based on the need and what we had available from our donors.
Right.
And also the programs we have, the programs that we have that come to the church also help people that are not members. So we believe in giving back. You know, you pray, you read the Bible, and now it's time to put what you pray about in action. And just keep praying and bearing people. We beyond that. You know, you can have faith. Now the second part to it is putting your faith into action.
Right.
You can believe in everything, but if you sit on it, it's dead.
Right.
So, you know, basically I believe in everything I want to do or can do or what's possible versus what everybody's telling me that can't happen.
Right.
In New Orleans, with black females, with you know, with our people, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm beyond it.
Right,
you know,
right,
my
right.
faith carries me beyond mountains. So you gotta have it. And once you have it, you need to put it into action.
You need to put it into action.
Actions that it.
Right. They always say faith without works is dead.
Right.
We'll be back. We're keeping it real with Miss T, with my girl Tamasha Nanny T. You heard me. We're gonna talk more about her t-shirts, and she's gonna give you her information how to get in contact with her. We're back. We're keeping it real with Miss T, and big shout out to my girl Nanny T from coming on again to talk about how she give back in the community. Big shout out to my special guest Annette Jones, speaking about how she helped the young girls in the community. I want to tell everybody to always have faith and believe that you could do anything you put your mind to. Believe in the impossible. Big shout out to my boy Ernest from Let Me Use His establishment, the Therapy Wine Lounge, 3001 Tulane Avenue. You could book your next party or your event here. Big shout out to everybody. I see y'all next week. We're keeping it real with Miss T. You heard me?
You never have to worry about me no more. The things you put me through, they'll come back to you, yeah. But I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. I'm stronger now. You paint a picture like you ballin', oh. Why I pay the bills, bring myself to the mall. You said you would hold me down, but when the bills came, you weren't around. You said that you never hit me. You said that you couldn't forget me, but it was all a lie. When I look back, I see I'm stronger now. Too much to lose, to be playing with you. I got too much to lose, 'cause you gon' do what you wanna do. I got too much to lose. I got too much playing with you. And I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. What goes around, comes around. You never have to worry about me no more. The things you put me through, they'll come back to you, yeah. But I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. I'm stronger now. I shouldn't have put that car in my name. You got my credit bad, it was better before you came. I shouldn't have paid your cell phone bill. Yakking all the time, talking about you, keep it real. It wasn't real. And when you ran the streets, I kept your kids straight. And when you came home, you had a hot plate. I sure did. But it was all a lie. When I look back, I see I'm stronger now. Too much to lose, to be playing with you. I got too much to lose, 'cause you gon' do what you wanna do. I got too much to lose. I got too much playing with you. And I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. What goes around, comes around. You never have to worry about me no more. The things you put me through, they'll come back to you, yeah. But I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. I'm stronger now. You know what? It's a true saying, what goes around comes around. You out there trying to mess with my friends and trying to be doggish, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to mess over you bad, but you know, what goes around comes around. I'ma put it in the Lord's hand, you heard me? You gon' get dealt with, and I ain't gonna have to do nothing to you. What goes around, comes around. You never have to worry about me no more. The things you put me through, they'll come back to you, yeah. But I'm stronger now, stronger now, stronger now. I'm stronger now. Oh, keep your head up if you a strong black woman. You don't have to go through nothing you don't wanna go through. You gotta be strong. You gotta be strong. If it ain't working out for you, you gotta move on. I am stronger now. I am stronger now. It's a blessing because you're not in my life. I'm strong, keep on trucking, keep on rolling, keep on strolling, and I'm over you, I'm over you. You can do what you do, eh? Keeping it real.